Hello, Lori Michelle, the Moshiach, with episode 14 of Mommy Messiah Saves the World. God says redemption should already be here. What's holding it up? I've mentioned this many times, and it's quite paradoxical because many years ago, Hashem gave me a timeline. It was the year that I came to Israel. Just before I came to Israel, he showed me a clock, and the clock was at 3 o'clock. A quarter of the clock. And he said to me, "We're a quarter of the way there." And I said, "Where?" He said, "Redemption. We are 1/4 of the way there." And he said that the day the road to redemption started, the actual clock to redemption was the day of my awakening, April 7th, 2009. It's in my book, Blindsided by Messiah. Several of you who listen to me all the time have read the book, and you know, April 7th, the 13th of Nisan, not the 12th, which is what's in my book, and I've explained that too. But hardly a soul will listen to Lori Michelle, the Messiah. I know this, oh, you're so full of yourself. Not at all. You haven't read my book. You're not listening to me, and whatever. So today, he entitled this episode that he says, redemption should already be here. Yet, over 10 years ago, he said we were a quarter of the way to the date of redemption, which is, and I shared this recently, April 14, 2033. Which is the 15th of Nisan, which is Pesach. And this all unfolded over the years, all this information. I get more and more information. I don't share, but a little bit with you. He shares with me about the return of the dead, what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, who's going to come first. All these questions that I ask on my own, and I don't have a real big audience. I have several of you who infuse me with hope that this will actually happen. He says it will happen. With my eyes closed, I believe it's going to happen. So he showed me the clock. I digress. Not. He showed me the clock. He said, we're a quarter of the way there, and it's a 24 years. It was 24 years from the date he woke me to the day he says he will grant redemption. April 14, 2033, 24 years. So we're 8 years away. So what's the paradox? The paradox is he gave me the timeline years ago, before I ever moved to Israel, before I wrote the Torah Part II. That's what he calls it, the down-to-earth learning that you need now, Blindsided by Messiah. He said the day of redemption would be in 2033. Back then, I didn't even know to ask, is there a specific date? So it's unfolded over the years, and here we are today. He says to me, God says redemption should already have occurred. What's holding it up? Yet he gave me the date of 2033. So why did he do that? Because he knows you. The potential is always there. As a matter of fact, I've heard rabbis online say that every generation has a Moshiach. He says yes. But they think that someone new every generation is tagged to be the Messiah. And that's not true. I explain it all to you in my book. I explain it online. And today he wants me to explain what's holding it up. One thing that's holding it up is that hardly anyone clicks on anything I post. And if you do click on it, you're going to click away because, please give me a break. Bubby, grandma, mommy Messiah, you're not the Messiah. So right there at hello, I'm the biggest loser. Loser. And I'm laughing about it because I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for you. And that doesn't compute in this world. I don't do things the way they are done in the physical world, the way you succeed in the physical world. My brain isn't wired that way. Yet I had a whole entire life before I became the Messiah. And he's laughing at me and I'm laughing. It's quite hilarious, but it's also quite sad. I had a whole life. I succeeded. I made money, enough money, good money. He says, very good money. He blessed me. Thank you, Hashem. But I won't do this in the ordinary way. It doesn't compute to do this in the material way. So I'm going to give you a few reasons why he says this is being held up. And there are several of you who will listen. And if you're smart, you'll listen right till the end. And in the end, I'm going to share 7 or so images, visions, and conversations with the King of the universe. And I don't make any of it up. And many of you know that by now. And I love you for listening because that's all I want to do is give it away. That's my pleasure. That's what I receive, that someone's getting it. Yay, maybe there'll be a redemption. He says, not maybe. So the first thing is what I've already said is people don't listen. But you not only just don't listen to me, you don't listen to each other. People in general, and you might agree with me on this, think about it. People simply don't have listening skills. You don't listen, you talk at each other. And I watch you online. And if I'm speaking the language that you want to hear and it's saying something that you believe, you'll listen and eat it up because it's what you want. But in general, people have a very tough time listening. And one of the best, most memorable compliments someone paid me years ago when I was in college, my college roommate's sister said something to me. And I remember where I was sitting. I remember her face saying these words to me. And it stunned me because I never knew this about myself. And then I forgot all about it till right around now when I had to talk about listening. She said to me, Lori, you really listen to people and you really care about what they have to say. I've never seen anybody like this before. You really care. And I remember exactly where I was sitting in their living room looking at this girl. And I thought, wow, that is such a compliment. That is such a rewarding thing for me to hear. I felt so rewarded that someone noticed something like that about me. What a wonderful quality to be able to listen. He says, yes. And there are several of you that listen to me and I love you and I appreciate that you listen. But in this world, it's very difficult to get heard. Do you feel that way? And Hashem just said, of course you feel that way. So for me to get listened to, when you click on Mommy Messiah, what's this? Oh, please. I'm not getting listened to. And I'll tell you the truth. I always do. I'm not trying to get heard, but I need to get heard It's another paradox. I want you to have this, but I will not do this your way. I will not do it in the physical world way, the way the world operates. I'll get to that. You do not want to hear or learn from me, Lori Michelle. Most of you. There are several of you that do. God bless you. You're not repelled. And I often ask Hashem, what is different about these beautiful people who really get what I'm trying to deliver to them? They really listen and try very hard to understand what I'm sharing. And he said this, the answer will be offensive to the people, to everyone else who's not listening. He said, yes, well, there's another reason. But the reason is, he says, is that when I speak, I make people feel diminished. Well, if I'm the Messiah, well, what am I? If Lori Michelle's the Messiah, well, then I'm chopped liver. He just said the words, especially the rabbis. How could you be the Messiah? What am I? I'm learned. I've gone to yeshiva. I have a smicha. Me. And that's the difference. He said, one difference. I don't have that ego. I went to college and I do have a degree, actually. Very proud of the degree. But I don't care about that. I don't care about impressing you. And he says that my light of how I am and how I present things on the internet is repelling because my light, he says, this is him, truly, is so bright that when you listen to me, you feel less than. And I think, why? You have such low self-esteem. Why is that? And I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to elevate you. And several of you know this. I just want you to have everything, like a mother would want her child to have everything. I'm not criticizing you to bring you down. I'm not being critical about people and sharing chinks in their armor to diminish them. I rather like most of the people, most of the people that I have found chinks in their armor. Some of them I don't like so well. I want to like them. I want to like and love everyone. Not everyone. Good people. Majority of people in the world, I want to love and like. You make it very hard for me to like you because you lead with, oh, please. I don't think I've ever said that except mockingly. Oh, please. Mommy Messiah. Oh, give me a break. I don't think like that. I don't think like you. And that's very hard for people to believe and listen to me, that this is real, people. This is really how I am. I am really this way. This is me. Authentic. So you feel diminished by me, and I'm sorry for that, sort of. I know it's not my fault. It's your issue. It's not my problem. You feel diminished. That's your problem. And you're going to feel angry that I said that. Oh, who are you to tell me that I'm diminished by you? You're so full of yourself. And no, I'm not. I don't even think I'm so great. I don't think I'm great. I've been told that by someone who tried to demoralize me and say, he said, I won't say who it was. Oh, you think you're so great. You won't think you're so great when you lose your business and your husband and your friends and everything. You won't think you're so great anymore. And you know what I thought? I don't think I'm great. And you know what happened? I lost all of those things. And I didn't think I was less than. when I lost all those things, I thought, it's really not about me, why I lost all those things. It's about what I choose and how I am. So it doesn't really take me down a notch or up a notch. I'm just kind of level, level-headed, not crazy at all. Seriously. So that's number 2, is that you feel less than. I'm sorry about that, sort of. The third is the Yetzer Hara is very strong in this world. The Yetzer Hara. Do you know what the Yetzer Hara is? If you've listened this far and you've never heard me before, and you don't know what the Yetzer Hara is because you're not religious or you don't study Torah or whatever, you're Christian, it's evil. It's the evil inclination. It's at the center of what's wrong in every moment. People choose it. And the lure for the Yetzer Hara is so strong in this world. I'm going to give a few examples. There are others around you who are going to ridicule you if you listen to me. That's their Yetzer Hara working on your Yetzer Hara. Oh, you're so worried about what they think. They're going to think I'm stupid or that I'm crazy. So I can't do that because my reputation means the world to me. Why? Why do you care about your reputation? I don't care what anyone thinks of me. Why do you care so much what people think of you? And that's a big mistake. When you die and you face Hashem, no one comes with you. You don't get your neighbors and your clergy and your husband or your wife or your kids. No one comes and roots for you and goes to bat for you with Hashem. No, it's you and him, capital H-I-M. So you better lose that need for the good opinion of others. But in this world, that's everything. Politics, family, we all care about what everybody else thinks of us, our reputation, our jobs. It's very important. So that's part of it. And then the numbers. Oh, the numbers. If I were the Messiah, I would have billions of dollars and billions of followers, and I just don't have that. So I can't be the Messiah. You expect the paparazzi to be traveling with me and, my production crew. You should see what this looks like in here. My production crew helping me with my hair. I do my own hair, my own makeup, and I don't do a very good job. Sometimes I do a good job, but this is what it is. Down to earth, mommy and child. And that's not good enough for you. Show me the money. Lori Michelle, if you were the Messiah, you would have lots of followers and the rabbis would be all gathered around you. And you know what Hashem just said? It's coming. And I say, yeah, right, show me. He said, I will. I hope so. I pray that he shows it to me because it's all for you. I've already said to him, I take good care of myself, Hashem. I probably have a lot of years on me. Give it to someone else. Give my years to someone else. I'm really ready to exit this world. That's how bad it is here. But I'm really not. If he says that I have to stay and this is where I am, I'm fighting hard to keep my health and make the best of it and make the best of every moment for you. I try very hard to make every day better for you, for my kids, my grandchildren, for everyone around me. For me, we'll see. He promises that this all will happen and the world will heal and you'll clean the pollution and you'll stop smoking cigarettes and you'll stop speaking evil and you'll stop being bullies and arrogant and nasty. Well, you're not the nasty one, are you? You're the good one. I hope so. I'm hoping. I'm hoping if you are the nasty one, that you will redeem yourself and stop being a bully or a phony. A lot of phonies. Do you see them around you? Phony balonies, posturing, taking selfies. Look how cool I look. I'm so sexy for my underwear. I watch you and I think, wow. I see it in the gym. I go to the gym almost every day, not Shabbos or holidays. And I see young, beautiful girls, and they are gorgeous, taking selfies, pouting their lips, some of them already getting injections in those lips. And I think, oh, Hashem, stop her. She's ruining herself. I can't help her. And I can barely help all of you until you start to listen and stop choosing the Yetzer Hara. So, yeah, money, paparazzi. Oh, it must be the Messiah. Well, anyways, number 4. I won't do it your way. I said that before. Years and years ago, when I was in Morristown, New Jersey, and I was trying to get these running on love events off the ground with all my heart and all my soul. All I wanted to do was get the world to run on love. And I hosted 2 events and I went broke. No one would run on love. And I remember going to events and speaking. And I'm telling you, I'm a pretty good speaker. I didn't know this about myself, but I would go to speak at events and you can hear a pin drop. People were so mesmerized about my love and affinity for running on love and honoring the people who have crossed over with an act of charity. And I would make people cry and I'd make them laugh. It was wonderful. And I got 0 sponsors and I got very few people to run on love, hundreds, not thousands. And someone said to me once, Lori, you gotta follow the money train. You gotta get the money. And I said, I love you. I know you want me to succeed, but I can't do that. This is not about money. But Lori, you need money. Of course I need money. And it sounds disconnected to you right now. Admit it. Lori, you're too Pollyanna. You're too floaty. But it's pure. I knew it was something pure. It's about love. You should just want to do this for love. What more do you need in the world but love? That's my center. And I thought about it, the sponsors that I was approaching that had a mother who passed away. And I offered them an opportunity to put their name, her name, on the event, to sponsor the event and honor their mother who had passed away. And they hemmed and they hawed, and eventually they would say no, because you can't guarantee me money. You can't guarantee that I'll sell my product, that this sponsorship will benefit me in a material way. And no, I couldn't do that. So I never got a sponsor, but I thought in reverse. This is how I think. If my mother died, well, actually, my father passed away, and everything was about my dad. So if someone had approached me and said, Lori, put your father's name on this event, $20,000, and you can put your father's name on this 5K event, and we'll honor his memory. And back in the day, I had an extra 20 grand. I don't have that anymore. I said, where do I sign up? That's all I needed to hear. Honor my father. I'm there. Where do I sign up? But what about eyes? You know, advertising. You want to see eyes. I want to know how many people are going to be at the event because I want a return on my investment. It's not about that for me. If you ask me for 20 grand to put my father's name on an event, Whoever shows up, shows up. I'm honoring my Father. I know that sounds really dumb to you, doesn't it? He just said not to everybody. God bless you. It makes me choke up. So I'm going to end with images and visions from Hashem, our conversation. So I'm going to stop and share something with you. The first image I'm going to share, I'll show it to you and then I'll tell you what it was about. Here we go. Share. Let's see. Share. Oops. Here it is. Aren't these beautiful men? They're Marines. This is not the image he showed me, but what he showed me one morning several months ago was the back of a head of a U.S. Marine, this hat, this uniform. And he was davening, which is Jewish for praying. He was davening like a Jew, but he wasn't necessarily a Jew. I didn't ask if it was a Jewish Marine. My guess is almost all of them are not Jewish, correct? There might be Jewish Marines, but he was davening and rocking wildly, praying to the king. So I'm going to stop share on that one and say, I said, wow, what an image. A Marine rocking and praying the back of his head. Frightening. Does that frighten you? Hashem just said it should. And he says it's coming. You don't know this, especially if you're in the United States. You think you're immune from war. You're not, sadly. So the next image, I'll lift you a little bit, was this. I shared this, I think, in an email with one of you or two of you. This is a dandelion. And he showed me this one morning. And then he said, Lori, make a wish. Your wish is my command. So what do you think I wished for? What do you think? I have to stop share here. What do you think I wished for? Redemption. This is not good enough for me. Is it good enough for you? You're born. You're adorable. Oh, you're so adorable. You grow old. Oh no, it's so hard to grow old. Some of you are a lot younger than me. Enjoy it. I don't mean to scare you, but I was young once upon a time. And then hyphen, you live to maybe 90 or 100. I hope 120. And then he takes you. So now redemption means you get to be 18 and fit forever. But we can't do that now. It's not happening right now. It's supposed to happen by 2033. And I have lots of information for you about when it happens and how it happens and the return of the dead and where do you go when you cross over and how do you come back and all of that. I have so many conversations to share, but I haven't shared them yet. He just said soon. I hope so. That means we're coming together. So the dandelion, I'm praying for redemption for you. And he says, you're going to make me want to stay here forever. Forever right now looks like a prison sentence. So then he showed me recently, last week. You're not going to like this one. It was in an American home, and I could tell because the construction, I don't know if you could see, the construction in Israel is much different. And I could tell I was in an American home and there were Americans milling around in this house. But the walls were covered in human skin. Like back in the day when you used to watch cowboys and Indian movies. Did I just say something politically incorrect? He says yes. You know, like Wayne, what's his name? John Wayne. Cowboys and Indians, you know, the Indians supposedly skinned people alive. They did. But that's what the walls were covered in human skin. Fresh human skin. And people were milling around like, this is normal. Oh, this is normal. This is my house. Like paneling, instead of this, they had skin. It was creepy. And so the meaning of that was, you're desensitized, people in America. You don't realize how bad this is. This is bad. And Donald Trump cannot fix it, especially the way he's going about things right now. And I'm rooting for him. And I voted for him in 2016. And I did not vote in 2020. And I voted for him in this recent election. And I'm praying for him. But we're never going to get there from here like this. So then, from the walls, I know, horrible, he showed me rats swimming in blood. Terrible. You think it's easy being me? I'm telling you, he tortures me. But then he lifts my soul. He plays me like an accordion. The rats swimming in blood connoted, it's going to get a lot worse. I don't know why it's not bad enough for you yet. And I'm not trying to scare you, because if you get too scared and you become immobilized in fear, well, that's not good. That's evil. Don't get that scared. Get scared enough to start listening and doing things that are correct and will make things better. That's what you need to do. Recognize it's bad. And he says it will get worse. Then he showed me, a few days ago, I shared this with one of you, a jar of Skippy peanut butter, half eaten. I posted a podcast recently where I said that you're a piece of bread and he's a piece of bread, and I'm just the peanut butter in the middle. Wow. Could you just melt how he plays with me like that? Like, it's going to happen, Lori. Peanut butter, half eaten. It's happening. Wow. I love Skippy peanut butter, by the way. I'm American, and I grew up loving Skippy. How many of you keep Skippy in your refrigerator cold and would come home from school? I used to come home from school and put a big spoonful on a big spoon and eat it like a lollipop. I love Skippy peanut butter. Anyway, he followed the Skippy peanut butter with a giant barrel of popcorn. That's a metaphor he's used before with me, that we're going to have a party. It's coming. The show is about to get on the road. It's not on the road. I pray for it. I pray we can all come together. So that was good. That was right. Peanut butter, popcorn, actually might go good together. And then the last thing was this morning. Oh, I don't have one. Anyway, I'll describe it. This is personal. I'll share something very personal between me and Hashem. Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, was supposed to be the only prophet in all of creation, of all time, that met with Hashem face to face. He says yes. And face to face meant Hashem physically would manifest physically for Moshe. He says yes, not incarnate. Hashem will not and has never incarnated in this physical world. And he just said the words, I cannot. He cannot incarnate. He will never be an incarnate person. He's not a person. No, he's the biggest and the father and the creator of everything. So he showed me, over the years, he's showed me forks, two forks coming together. Forks coming together means companies coming. Hashem. He hasn't come to me that way. I feel him. I talk to him. He's right here with me. I've had experiences where I feel him sitting right next to me, but he's not really in the room in physical form. So he showed me this morning, a fork, and the prongs were split. They were spread out, like someone stretched them out like a fan. And then there was a butter knife, and the non-serrated side of the butter knife was pressing on this poor fork that was stretched to the limit, trying to bend it further. That fork was me, Lori Michelle. He's pushing on me, pressuring me. Really? I don't feel under pressure, though. This redemption is not my pressure. It's my prayer, my passion that I want to see it happen for you and my children and my grandchildren. And he says, ultimately, I will love it here too. But I want it for all of you because I see the potential of good life and joy and love for all of you. I do. And he's pressing on me. He wants me to do things that I don't want to do. He made me open a Twitter account. Oops. And I did it, but I didn't even finish the profile. I have to finish the profile. And I won't do things the way you do them. And I go on Twitter and they want me to follow people. And I'm not going to follow people. So I was forced into following 4 news agencies. I have 0 followers so far on Twitter. Saya, right. Oh, yeah, right, sure. It's him. It's capital H-I-M, and that's all that matters. It's really him. Skippy Peanut Butter. I love Skippy. I hope you enjoyed this. He's stretching me. He's making me do some things in the next week or 2. I don't know what it's going to do. You seem to be brain dead. Wake up. And I mean that with love. Really. I'm not trying to bring you down. And you don't get that because your ego is in the way. Clear it away. Clear that hard shell away and start listening to Mom. Mom wants what's best for you. God bless you. Redemption.